must have seen a lot of the country.
Well, no, actually. I just go back and forth between a couple of cities. I'd like to break out of the pattern and visit other places, but it's always the same. Back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. Mostly I travel by elephant. That's the way to go, because when they wear out, you can eat them. Phyllis, you're lovely even when you snore. I'm only sorry you're sound asleep. I'd love to ask you to go out with me.
Let's make it Friday. I have a bone to pick with you.
I have a bone to pick with you, Lindstrom. You're late.
Your throat sounds terrible.
Is that what you're upset about?
No. I'm upset because you're working me too hard. And it's ruining my life.
What are you talking about? You've got it easy.
Well, I've been working so hard for you that I fell asleep on a date last night. And this morning I didn't even hear the alarm go off.
Lindstrom, you don't work any longer hours than I do.
Well, I work much harder.
What do you mean you work harder?
Well, you sit in your office and give orders. I carry them out. You're the slave driver. I'm the slave.
Whooper, whooper.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Do you really think that my job is easier than yours?
Much. Very much. Far and away. Infinitely.
You couldn't do my job for 5 minutes.
5 minutes of your job is worth 30 seconds of mine.
I'd love to see you try doing my job.
I would enjoy the spectacle of you struggling to do mine.
But anybody could do your job.
Well, why don't we just switch jobs for 5 minutes?
You're on. You get us some coffee and we'll give it a shot.
You mean it?
Absolutely.
Then you get us some coffee.
There's no coffee made.
Ha-ha. Take care of that, will you, Valenti?
What are you going to be doing?
Well, I'm now a supervisor, right?
Right.
I'll supervise.
Hi, everybody. What's happening?
The inmates are in charge of the asylum.
Hello, I'm Dr. Hamilton. I'm here to give the flu shots to those in the office that want them.
It's all right, Doc. I'll go first. I know a lot of people get a little squeamish at this sort of thing, so I'll set a good example.
Just a minute, Doctor. Before you give any shots, I'd like you to take a look at my assistant's throat.
What?
That's an
Wait
order,
a minute.
Valenti.
Oh, it isn't.
Oh, what's the matter? Backing out of the arrangement already?
Well, it's a little painful, but worth it.
Open wide and say, oh.
Ah.
Oh, my. Good thing you asked me to take a look at these. These are the worst tonsils I've ever seen. Got to come out.
When?
Right now. Mr. Valenti, I want you in the hospital right away.
Okay, Lindstrom. I guess you're in charge. You wanted a chance to show us what you can do? Now you have it. You're a San Francisco city supervisor. If Tony Bennett hears of this, he'll wish he left his heart in Oakland.
I'm so glad you're feeling better, Dan. I'll be by to see you after work. Bye-bye. Oh, I'm so glad he came through it all right. I've heard having your tonsils removed that late in life can be serious.
Yeah, my family doctor believed in taking things out early. 1 year he took out my tonsils. The next year he took out my adenoids. The year after that he took out my appendix.
Maybe he was trying to kidnap you, bit by bit.
Hi.
Oh, may I help you?
Yes, my name is Lester Simmons, and I want to see a supervisor. There's a grave injustice being done.
Oh, well, if it's injustice you want battled, then Supervisor Valenti is your man. They don't come any crustier or tougher than old Dan Valenti.
Great. Where is he?
In the children's ward.
But I'm his associate, Phyllis Lindstrom, and I specialize in injustice battling.
Well, I'd certainly call it an injustice when a small group of men can't rent a meeting hall because certain people don't approve of what we are. We were scheduled to use the Odd Fellows Hall tonight. When they discovered who we are, they denied us permission.
Gee, If anyone would let you use their hall, you'd think it would be they. It's really terrible what they're doing to you.
Can you do something about it?
Well, the Odd Fellows is a private organization. Strictly speaking, they're not legally bound to open their doors to anybody. But there are plenty of public buildings. Don't you worry. I'll find you one tomorrow.
Oh, but our meeting is scheduled for 8 o'clock tonight.
Oh, there's nothing I can do on that short notice. I mean, it's after 6 o'clock. Well, everything's closed. Wait a minute. Would a large private house be big enough for your meeting?
Sure.
Phyllis, what do you have in mind?
They can use Jonathan's house. I know he's opened his home to other groups. I'm sure he'd offer his home now if he were here. Judge Dexter, here's the address, and I'll be there.
Thank you.
Oh, don't thank me. Thank Supervisor Valenti. I'm only doing this in his stead. See you tonight.
Thank you for being so helpful.
Thank you for being so pathetic. Actually, I was speaking to Supervisor Valenti.
Supervisor? Mm-hmm. You said you played for the 49ers.
Read your comic book.
Hello, Dan. How do you feel?
How should I feel? My throat hurts, I got ducks in the wall, and they fill me so full of Jell-O every time somebody slams the door, I ripple for 20 minutes.
Well, you look good. Nice color, nice pink cheeks, very pink cheeks.
I have a fever.
That'll do it.
I gotta lie here and stew over what's going on at the office. It's been on my mind constantly. I can't think of anything else.
You want Batman?
I already read it.
Well, you can put your mind at ease, Dan. The office is in terrific shape.
Yeah, I'll bet.
It is, Dan. I've proved I can handle your job without a slip-up.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm glad you haven't had any problems. But I need to get back to personally present my rezoning plan to the board.
I presented it.
Oh? Well, I have to be there to make sure it passes.
They passed it.
Oh, good. But I need to be there to talk to the mayor about my budget proposal.
He loved it.
Oh, good. But I really need to get back to write that report for the school board.
I wrote it.
I have to go to the bathroom.
I went.
Phyllis, do you think maybe we ought to tell Jonathan that some people are meeting here?
Oh, I tried to call him, but he left his office. I know he'd approve. He supports the underdog.
Oh, that's true. Every time we go to see Gone with the Wind, he roots for the South.
Dan is so pleased with how I've handled everything. He actually confessed that he thought I might be, well, incompetent.
No.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
But he was man enough to admit he was wrong. I did his job for 2 days without one single error in judgment.
So nice to see you again, Mrs. Lindstrom.